Hey, horror lovers and thrill seekers. Buckle up, because today we're counting down a list of movies that get progressively more disturbing with each and every one. We're counting down from creepy to straight up unhinged, and trust me, you won't see some of these twists coming. Stay with us to the end for a crazy honorable mention that'll have you questioning reality itself. Let's get started. Number 10. Dracula, Dead and Loving It. We start with a bit of a lighter touch, but don't be fooled. Dracula, Dead and Loving It, directed by Mel Brooks, is a horror comedy that parodies the classic vampire story. Leslie Nielsen plays the hapless Count Dracula, stumbling through misty Transylvanian nights, attempting to seduce victims while tripping over his own cape. The comedy is slapstick, but the creepy vibes creep in with the spooky castles, bloodlust undertones, and that classic gothic feel. Imagine Nielsen's Dracula hypnotizing a victim only to accidentally knock over a candelabra. It's hilarious, but the thought of being under his spell, a little unsettling. This one's disturbing in a sneaky manner, paving the way for what's to come. Number 9. Layer Cake. Next, we're entering the gritty underworld with Layer Cake, a British crime thriller that'll make your skin crawl. Daniel Craig plays a drug dealer who's attempting to retire, but gets pulled into one final job. The visuals are slick. Neon-lit clubs and shadowy backrooms come to mind. But the tension comes from the constant betrayals and moral corruption. There's a scene where a character gets brutally beaten in a cafe, and the casual violence is chilling. The deeper you go, the more you feel the character's paranoia, like you're stuck in their world. It's not gore that disturbs here, it's the cold, calculated manner power shifts. You'll be looking over your shoulder by the end. Number 8. Odd Thomas. Now we're getting strange with Odd Thomas, a supernatural thriller based on Dean Koontz's book. Anton Yelchin plays Odd, a small-town chef who can see ghosts. Sounds awesome, right? Until you see the Bodaks, shady, shadowy creatures that feed on death and destruction. The movie's bright, quirky tone clashes with its darker subject matter, like when Odd sees a vision of a mass shooting. The imagery of these slithering, otherworldly creatures hiding in plain sight is enough to make you wonder what's lurking in your own town. It's a slow burn that lingers, especially as the stakes rise. Number 7. Paprika. Things get weird with Paprika, a Japanese animated classic by Satoshi Kon. This 2006 movie follows a therapist who enters people's dreams with a device called the DC Mini. Sounds trippy, but it gets creepy quick. The dream worlds are colorful and crazy. Think parades of toys and talking fridges. But they descend into nightmares where identities get mixed up and reality collapses. One scene has a character's skin peeling off like paper, revealing something monstrous beneath. It's visually gorgeous, but leaves you wondering if your own dreams might turn on you. This one's a brain twister that'll have you questioning what's real. Number 6. A Million Ways to Die in the West. Now, don't be fooled by the comedy. A Million Ways to Die in the West, directed by Seth MacFarlane, has a dark streak. Set in the violent Old West, this 2014 movie follows a cowardly farmer, played by MacFarlane, as he navigates a world where death lurks around every corner. The humor is crude, but the ever-present threat of violence, like a bar fight that ends with a guy impaled on a bull's horn, gives it a dark undertone. The desert landscapes and over-the-top gore, like exploding heads or freak accidents, make you laugh and cringe at the same time. It's creepy because it reminds you how easily life can be taken, even in a comedy. Number 5. The Hollow Point. We're turning up the heat with The Hollow Point, a 2016 neo-western that's as graphic as it is. Patrick Wilson is a sheriff in a dirty border town, going up against a cartel hitman. The imagery is bleak, dirty roads, flickering motel signs, but the violence is what gets under your skin. One scene has a character's hand hacked off with a machete, and the camera lingers just long enough to make you squirm. The moral boundaries get blurred as everyone's tested for loyalty, and the threat of betrayal hangs over everything like a noose. This one's disturbing because it feels like a world where nobody gets out clean. Number 4. Train to Busan. Hold on to your seats because Train to Busan, a 2016 South Korean zombie thriller, is an emotional and frightening ride. A father and daughter are stuck on a train during a zombie outbreak, and the claustrophobic environment ratchets up the fear. The zombies are fast, relentless, and terrifying. Imagine rotting faces snarling through train windows. But what's really disturbing is the human toll. Parents giving themselves up, strangers turning on strangers. One scene where a character makes a heart-wrenching decision to save others will leave you in tears. The combination of heart-stopping action and raw emotion makes this one linger long after the credits roll. Number 3. Carrie. Now we're in nightmare country with Carrie, the 1976 horror classic directed by Brian De Palma. Sissy Spacek stars as Carrie White, a shy teenager with telekinetic powers, bullied at school and tormented by her fanatical mother. The prom scene, oh man! Imagine buckets of pig's blood pouring over Carrie as she stands under bright lights, her classmates laughing. Then her powers break loose, and the gym becomes a fiery telekinetic slaughterhouse. The imagery is haunting, but the real disturbance comes from Carrie's isolation and the cruelty she suffers. It's a gut punch that makes you wonder about humanity's capacity for evil. Number 2. Nightbreed. Our honorable mention is in the number 2 position. Nightbreed, a 1990 horror fantasy by Clive Barker. This one's a wild ride. A man finds a secret city of monsters called Midian, where creatures with claws, scales, and glowing eyes live in exile. The visuals are grotesque but beautiful. Imagine underground lairs full of twisted creatures. But the creepy part? The humans hunting them are the real monsters, led by a sadistic psychiatrist who loves violence. One scene, where a family is slaughtered by masked vigilantes, is straight-up nightmare fuel. Nightbreed's mix of body horror and moral complexity will leave you shaken. Number 1. In the Mouth of Madness. And here we are, at the number 1 position, In the Mouth of Madness, a 1994 cosmic horror classic by John Carpenter. Sam Neill stars as an investigator looking for a missing horror novelist, only to find reality disintegrating. The visuals in the film are insane. Imagine towns where people's faces contort into monstrous forms or roads that loop into nothing. The creeping sense of losing your hold on reality is what makes this so unsettling. One scene has Neil watching a character literally disintegrate into the pages of a book, and it's like the universe is devouring itself. This film doesn't just frighten you, it makes you wonder if you're still sane by the end. And there you have it, our countdown of films that get progressively more disturbing with each step. From vampire gags to reality-bending nightmares, these films push the limits of what's unsettling. Did we miss any that creep you out? Drop them in the comments, and if you enjoyed this list, hit that like button and subscribe to Kindlight for more forays into the dark side of cinema. See you in the next one, unless we're already trapped in the mouth of madness.